What I want from you is if Caitlyn's playing down here and you're worried about losing a trade, like an auto-spacing type trade, then I want you to walk up here, right? And you can access these minions this way and try to stay out of her range. If Caitlyn walks up here, then we can just shift down, right? Basically, in this situation, you want Karma to be playing against Caitlyn because Karma can still shield you, she can throw Qs at Caitlyn, right? She can harass really easily with her auto attacks when Caitlyn goes to auto attack. Hey guys, what is up? Pope Sano here, back with another VOD review. Today we're looking at a Zeri from the Oceanic server, and this is going to be played in Bronze Elo. So, you know, I am not an AD carry main, like I'm just going to be totally upfront with that. I am a jungle main, I'm a support main second, and so I do have a lot of experience in the bot lane. That said, what I'm going to be looking for from the Zeri is, you know, I'm not a master, like, Zeri mechanic genius, but I'm going to be looking for proper kiting, proper positioning, proper building, proper, you know, wave state management, proper warding, these types of things that it doesn't really matter what lane you're playing or even what champion you're playing. These are the types of things that we're going to be looking out for. Again, I don't care if you're bronze, I don't care if you're iron, I don't care if you're silver, I don't care what elo you are. We're going to be trying to get into the details here. So let's just get right to it. As we start off with a leash, we're going to be laning against a, looks like a Caitlyn and a Vladimir support. Okay. So that's a bit weird, but what that means is we can actually take advantage of Vlad's kind of weak early game, and he will be able to poke a little bit, but the thing is, at the end of the day, he just needs too much time to scale. Okay, so we're kind of pushing for level 2 here, which is what we want to see. Remember, the third melee minion on the second wave is going to give us level 2. So if we do, I was going to say if we do hit it first, but now it's not looking likely, and part of that is because we aren't hitting the wave. Let's see. So they do hit level 2 first, so I just want to go back here, because in this situation, you actually have the opportunity to hit 2 first, right? You just have more minions than they do. You're going to hit 2 much faster here. And so, whoops, what I'm looking for from you is if you're scared of Caitlyn's range, right? Let's just say, for example, Caitlyn can probably, you know, auto attack like about this far, right? Maybe a bit less. What I want from you is if Caitlyn's playing down here and you're worried about losing a trade, like an auto-spacing type trade, then I want you to walk up here, right? And you can access these minions this way and try to stay out of her range. If Caitlyn walks up here, then we can just shift down, right? Basically, in this situation, you want Karma to be playing against Caitlyn because Karma can still shield you, she can throw Qs at Caitlyn, right? She can harass really easily with her auto attacks when Caitlyn goes to auto attack. Vlad is not going to be able to do nearly as much to you. Again, early game Vlad, right? He's not going to do a whole lot. So I want you to be playing on the same side as Vladimir here as a bit of a lower range AD carry. You also just give up on the wave here a bit too easy, right? So, okay, you're autoing, you're autoing, you're autoing. This is good. But the second that Vlad kind of starts to walk up a little bit, like, look how far Caitlyn is away from you. She cannot even come close to auto-attacking you. What I want to see you here is moving forward, right? If you actually look at it, if Vlad continues to walk forward, this is going to be a 2 versus 1 situation with Caitlyn being so far back. And this is actually the type of situation that is advantageous in the bot lane. We want to be creating 2v1s all the time. So here, right, your Karma walks forward and starts to trade, you need to be up here. If either you need to be autoing the wave and walking up, or you just need to be walking up and trading at the same time. Because with you standing here doing this, if you look, there's actually 2 versus 1 on your Karma if you're not going to do anything, right? But we need to always be creating an unfair fight in the bot lane. And, you know, Karma just takes such a bad trade here. In part, like, it is her fault, right? She's walking up too far, 100%. But you need to be a bit more proactive in that sense. Okay. So you're going to eat the headshot. It's a bit hard to avoid. Want to be a bit careful, though. Okay, so we see Zin mid lane, and he's going towards top. If we check Zin's CS, he has 12. That means he's done 3 camps, okay? This is where, you know, I think like a jungler, right? Because I am a jungler, and so I hope that you are aware at this point in time, only you know this, that Xin is no threat to you right now. We can't be, I mean, we gotta know that there's a trap here, right? This classic Caitlyn hiding the trap by the tower. Okay, let's see here. So Karma's not really helping you with these minions. That's okay. He's gonna take a tower shot. Alright. You bleed a lot of minions under tower here, but you're only one down, thankfully. So you're just playing a bit too passive, right? Your Karma is stronger than Vlad. Like right now they have a level advantage, okay? But I mean in general, your Karma is as strong as this Vlad. Like Karma's playing horrible, by the way. Like she's playing absolutely terrible. But you still need to play the matchup the way the matchup needs to be played. Alright. Okay, good Q autos. Q takes that one. Q and auto, good. That's good CSing mechanics right there. So, okay, Karma's gonna get off a little bit of a trade. Ooh, we can be spacing this Vladimir a little bit better than you are. Like I noticed there's sometimes where, and this is the thing about playing bot lane. This goes for both support and for AD carry, right? I don't care which role you're playing, but you always need to have some type of presence in the bot lane. In top lane, if you back up, right? In top lane, if you back up like this, all right, whatever. You're not affecting anyone else. But in bot lane, you and your ally, you can almost think like there's like a tether tied to you guys, and you need that tether to be basically dragging you a certain distance away from them, if that makes sense. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is imagine just for example, there's a tether tying you and Karma together. You should never be approximately this far apart. Like obviously you can be a bit farther apart, but the idea is if Karma is going to walk up and do this, you need to be also putting pressure. At the end of the day, Caitlyn can only auto attack one person, right? Vlad in this situation, he's CC'd. He can't even hit anyone right now. So you need to be walking forward here because Caitlyn is obviously going to auto attack Karma, and you need to be hitting Caitlyn here as well. Right? So right here, it's very clear what Caitlyn's body language, what her intent is to auto-attack Karma. You need to step forward right here and be throwing a Q, right? Or a Q auto or something like that. Okay, so when, and then when Karma shields you, right, you're still playing a bit too passive. Make sure, like, you can Q auto this guy. Like, you have this shield. His Q's gonna do about as much as that shield. You'll hard win the trade. Okay, so you have your jungler coming in. See what we do here. You do have your E. Karma speeds you up. Use your E forward. I'm not a huge fan of how you use your E here. Let's see. We do pick up the kill. Q. Okay, and then our E is gonna go down. So looking back at this fight, right here, we see that E is looking to come in. Okay, so instead of walking up like this and then you just used your E a short distance, why not use this wall? Just walk up this way and use this wall to really cut them off. Even if you can't quite catch Vladimir, if you just look at the angle that you'll have on Caitlyn, how does she need to escape, right? Really simple. She has to walk up like this, right? She has no other way to escape. She's obviously not going to walk anywhere in this direction. She's going to walk as close to the wall as possible to try to get up here. So if you start walking this way, you don't have the same angle. You're almost chasing her from behind up here, but if you walk up, you get this angle, you can cut her off, right? Just really simple, like, you know, angles, like literally. So here, she flashes, right? Because you're chasing her. You guys are basically walking in this same line. So she flashes up, and now you don't actually have a way to really follow very easily. So you do end up having to commit the flash. Okay. So just something to think about here. So let's see how we shove this in. Okay, so here we need to be spam pinging Karma, okay? Karma goes in and wards. Like, is Xin Zhao gonna come in 2v1 you? I don't think so. Also, we, like, not only that, but we know Xin Zhao is top, right? I'm 90% sure he showed top. Regardless, even if he didn't show top, what we need to do here is Karma doesn't need to be worrying about warding. You just won the 2v2. They're both dead. In fact, now they're both alive. They're coming back. But we need to ping on Karma. Hey, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Okay? You need to ping assistance, shove the wave, whatever you need to ping. You can type it or like all caps, push, 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 right? You need to be communicating with your teammate so that this gets all the way in and you get a clean reset off. What's going to happen here is this is simply not going to get in time, and you might get stuck in a really bad wave state situation. Okay, we auto these down, and we do manage to get out, barely, but we do. Okay. Okay, so we end up getting that noon quiver, which I like. Okay. So let's see how we play this here. You're definitely getting to the point where you're actually stronger than Caitlyn. You have that completed noon quiver. So, want to be looking to get inside of her range and trade with her. Alright. Gotta be... I mean, I'm just gonna call this out because I do want to get into the details with you, right? I don't think you're a bad player, which is why I want to push you here, okay? Okay, so you avoid the Q, good space, right? This is good. As he backs up this way, why not kind of check forward again? If he walks forward, just back up, okay? But you want to make sure you're in range for Q on this. So even if you don't want to check if he's going to step back into you, then you need to be walking all the way around here and make sure you're getting in range for the Q on the minion, right? So here, because we wasted a little bit of time, we don't quite get that. Really close though. If we're a bit more decisive, right? This is League of Legends. We have to speedrun. We have to be decisive. That's what I want to see. Alright, so our mid laner comes and helps us out here. So we're walking up towards Dragon, but the wave state is not telling you that you can leave here, right? What happens if Caitlyn just starts autoing these, throws her Q through, then it's gonna get bad. You're going to lose minions here. So there isn't really a reason to believe that we can be walking up here. I like that you want to ward the bush, ward the pit, don't get me wrong, but right now is not the time. We want to get priority in this lane, or we want to, you know, bait and hope that Master Yi can maybe walk around. We're not sure, right? But I just don't think overall you should be standing up here. Okay, we W. So, again, here, let me just see. So we come back down. Karma's going to get her thing off. So, knowing, like, he's going to get stunned unless he uses his W, right? If he uses his W, then he won't get stunned. If he doesn't use his W, he's guaranteed getting stunned here. What I want you to see, instead of walking this way and throwing your W, I want you to walk here and get the guaranteed, like, big charge on your W through the wall, right? He's stunned. He cannot go anywhere. You know it's going to happen. We can see this tether. I want you to take advantage of that, right? Start punishing your enemies for these mistakes. I'm glad you land the damage, but it was super free to walk up here and throw it through the wall, right? You could even probably cheat because it's quite large. You could probably hit both of them if they're going to stand like this. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. So I'm just paying attention because I don't know if I was explaining so much for a bit there. I'm just going to put it on Blue Team Vision. I don't know if we know that Xin Zhao is here or not. Okay, that W is down. Okay, we see Xin. We see Xin. We're not responding. We have to be ready. Okay, we got very lucky that Karma didn't die there, and we got very lucky that Xin inted. I don't think you saw him for a long time. That is just, you know, we just need to be a bit better at looking at our map, right? Let me see how we play this. Let's watch this again. So you don't quite have your E up. We're autoing. Okay, I think this is okay. I think that's fine. All right. So we're gonna look to shove here. So I'm asking myself, right? Like, can we kill Vladimir here? Yeah, I like this a lot. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. The second I call it out, you do it. Yes. So we recognize, right? And Vladimir has his W up, so I've absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but this guy's playing Vladimir support, so if he doesn't know what he's doing, then how does anyone else know what he's doing, right? That said, this is really, really well done. A lot of bronze players, like, one thing I noticed, a lot of bronze players, they simply will not notice that when they have the damage to land a big ulti like this and to take someone down, right? They oftentimes miscalculate, but this is fantastic. I really, really love that you saw the kill opportunity and you went for it. Really well done. Okay, let's see what we do here. So we do have a few kills. We get that static shiv. Static shiv first item is very nice on many AD carries. Not as good anymore. I mean, obviously they nerfed like that AP Kaisa stuff and whatnot. Thank goodness. Okay. Okay, so we are gonna shove here. So let me just come back a little bit here, and what I'm thinking here is this, right? When we come back, well, I know you have static shiv, so this is actually very difficult, because static shiv, like, the big downside is that it forces you to shove the wave. Imagine here, right? And maybe this doesn't matter because you bought static shiv. Maybe this is an argument against static shiv. But when we come back to lane here, you're so much stronger than this Caitlyn, right? You're infinitely stronger than Caitlyn. She is still working on that first item. She has a noon quiver and a cloak, no boots or anything. You have a full item already. This wave, the only reason why I just like static shiv is suddenly not my favorite item in this exact moment is because you have the perfect wave state to just sink Caitlyn for the rest of the game. She cannot walk up here, right? But Shiv actually forces you to push out. So again, maybe this is an argument against Shiv, thinking about something else early if you're this ahead, because at the end of the day, you lose the ability to control this wave. This wave, as the cannon wave is about to come in, this will be forced back here. Imagine if you just kept the wave right here, and you threaten W over the wall, E over the wall, you know, Karma sprinting, or Karma giving you a speed burst, your ulti coming back up, right? It's so hard for them to walk up here. So it's a bit unfortunate. But you do have Shiv. So what I'm looking for here, because you are automatically going to shove, is make sure this gets in, and let's use our priority to potentially look for something here. If I check, you do have a ward up. Okay. I mean, this Vladimir is completely inting the game, but this is why I'm really, at the end of the day, I'm looking for other things, because, I mean, this is just a free kill. An intro bot would get this kill, and that's not, obviously, it's not a flame against you or anything, it's just like, that's how bad this Vladimir is inting. So, what I want you to do then is, let's see how you use the priority, or the priority and the tempo, right? Because every time Vlad does this, you gain tempo. So we're going to take a plate. We do get on the next wave. I would be hitting this wave more. Faster, faster, faster. As fast as you can. Okay, now that it's shoved in again, are you going to get this? Are you going to get this, right? This is the question. So you've reshoved. Very good. You have that wave. You can see people top. I mean, if it's me, I'm just straight up using this to go back and to buy, and there's probably an opportunity for you to actually go mid and pick up this wave, because you're using that tempo. You have to decide how do you want to use the time when Vladimir is not on the map, plus the time that you have when you see this fight going on top, right? So you have a bunch of gold, you got a kill, you got a few waves, you got a plate. I want you to insta-base here. Okay, flash from Mordekaiser. So now we're getting into the wander a little bit. We're getting to that wander. You're going to get, like, stuck isn't the right word, but you have 1,200 gold on you. You're really at that point where we want to be spending some of that, getting back onto the map. Like, if we actually look at the state of the game still, right? Okay, let me just go back because I want to make this point. So right here, okay, wave is dead right at this second, 936. So we walk up, we kind of mess around with Mordekaiser, and now we're stuck in lane. Look at this was exactly 30 seconds now have passed. It takes you 8 seconds to base, right? And it takes you probably about 30 seconds to walk up. If you insta-based after this wave, like maybe you obviously walk back because we see Mordekaiser coming, insta-base, spend your gold, you could be mid within a few seconds from now, getting that wave, shoving that in, and then if you want to, you can come back bot, or depending on what's going on, maybe, you know, someone else comes bottom. But even still, our Galio is not there. So basically, there was an opportunity here for you to easily get mid wave, in my opinion, and get bot wave to double dip. But now, mid wave is going to waste. But these are the things as AD carry, right? As AD carry, we have to be so greedy for waves that this is our mindset. These are the things that we're looking for. Okay. So still missing all of this mid, right? All right, so our mid and jungle come in, and frankly, they actually kind of bail. Like your mid and jungle. This is a mid gap and a jungle gap because they actually bail you out of your own tempo mistake, in my opinion. Okay, 2 dead. Ooh, does he die here? Looks like he does. Karma is gonna get the shield. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad. I was gonna say, run towards Karma. Alright. We're gonna pick up the dragon. Okay. So I just want to say something else. So in this situation, right, our jungler has smite, right? If we check at this point in the game, he still has his jungle item, okay? So his smite is gonna be 600 value. In fact, because he still has above 20 treats on his jungle item, we should know that means his smite is only valued at 600. Once he kills one more thing, that's going to go up to 900. Why I'm telling you this is because right here, right about here, when the dragon is at this value, he needs to just basically auto smite this, right? And instead, you should already maybe be walking like this around 1000 and start basing, right? You're hitting it, but as soon as it's close to a smite value, you don't need to be hitting it anymore. I want you to use those precious few seconds to already start basing, get into that base, and, you know, run out towards your lane. All right, this is League of Legends, right? But instead here, you actually try to auto it to finish, and now you're not basing still. You're gonna get caught in this lane. There's a really good opportunity for you to get caught out here. Okay, so you're basing, but it's gonna be too late. You're gonna give up a lot of turret plates here. Let's see. I hope they shove hard enough because it will show. So based on this tempo, we lose 2 turret plates, and yeah, so this is a really good example, right? So just based on how you decided to base, you lost 2 turret plates and basically a full cannon wave. Whereas if you insta-based in Dragon Pit, you would have not missed a single minion. Likewise, you would probably have saved both turret plates. Maybe Caitlyn would have got the one because it was just like 1 auto attack or so, right? But it's a good example. It kind of shows the things we're talking about here. Okay. So you're very strong. I think you're playing a bit too passively here. Let's see. We know where their jungler is, right? We know you're stronger. So if we check, right, Caitlyn still does not have her item. You have full tier 2s on her and an item on her. I want you to be using this to your advantage. Like, this guy's inting right now. Fight, fight. I want to see you fight. Nice. Okay, here. So here, in this situation, who is the easier kill? It's Caitlyn, 150%, right? So this guy runs up, he uses his pool, he's got his ghost going, he's about to heal a whole bunch off of his ulti and his passive Q. I would not be chasing this guy right here. Instead, I would actually walk up this way. Like, look how oblivious Caitlyn is. She's like, oh, Zeri's focused on this guy. This is when we need to be paying attention to body language. She has no idea that she is I was going to use a certain word, but she is ending... She's choosing to end her own existence in this period of time by walking up to you like this, okay? What I mean is, look at her. Look. What is she doing? What is she doing? I think here, because this guy's using Ghost, it is way easier if you almost cut around this way and just turn on her. She is absolutely nowhere to go. You have both sums. She is 100% dead here. And she's worth more gold than Vladimir is right now. She should die here still, though. Oh, let's go back here. Nice. So you do end up picking both of them up. I think it could have been a bit cleaner, but that's okay. No worries. Just some things to point out, right? Okay, so again, we want to be using tempo, so I don't want you to go for the second turret plate. It's just taking a bit too long. And if you start basing when Caitlyn's already alive, I think it's just you're missing out on too much tempo, right? So you're gonna start pushing this in. Let's see when you base. So you get greedy and you're gonna try to go for the whole turret here. I'm not the biggest fan, right? What I would rather here is this. You have one less turret plate, but you are already like back in lane with all your gold spent, because you're gonna get this tower. You will get this tower, right? That's not the question here. Does it matter if you spend 2,300 gold, 30 seconds ago, or if you spend 2,600 gold in a minute or two from now? Yeah, it actually matters a lot. Right, because that is an extra, say, two whole minutes or so where you are that much stronger. You're almost an entire item stronger on the map. A lot can happen in that time, right? And so these are kind of like windows where you could potentially throw if you make a big mistake, because you just have so much gold on you. There are many times in League where giving up a bit of gold on a turret plate is worth is worth the tempo, worth the base, because you're going to get that gold back later. And this is basically exactly what I was worried about here. This is exactly what I was worried about. Yeah. Alright, Profit-based Anno strikes again. I did not watch this, before, doing this. Like, what you're hearing from me is, it's live, it's raw, it's for the first time, right? So, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is a big throw on your end. And are you playing well overall? Yes, absolutely. And there's been a lot of great things. But I need to see you playing a bit cleaner, playing a bit more willing to base, more willing to spend your gold, because it's just going to help you not make these throws, right? At the end of the day, like, this is the bane of existence in bronze, silver, gold, even platinum. Like, these types of overstays, not using our tempo, so, yeah. So Caitlyn disconnects, which, probably doesn't really change the way she's playing. Oh, she's back. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is all fine. We look for fights. How's her kiting? How's her kiting? Ooh, that was so close. I wonder if you could have done anything a bit differently here. It's just so close. Okay, so you're kiting. I don't think you haven't used your auto attack yet. Okay, did you have a ward is my question. I don't think so. I don't believe that you have a ward charge up. Let me just see this one more time. So here, yeah, I mean, I like how you try to, obviously you're trying to avoid Mordekaiser's stuff. Okay. Actually pretty well played. I think you could have maybe squeezed out one auto attack in there, especially because there's like your big charge up one, but overall, well done. The only thing I'll say is, like, we ran... The only thing I'll say is, like, we ran in here for the fight, which, by the way, I want to see you pushing your advantage. You're super strong. So overall, that is great. I want to see you doing that. The only thing I wasn't a super big fan of was just the wave state. I would have liked to see you, because again, you're Zeri, you have some AoE, you have static shiv. You would one-shot this wave before coming to this fight. I would have just loved to see you shove this out, right? You know, shoving lanes before a fight is always good for basically two reasons. The first is, if you win the fight, you are much more likely to be able to get an objective. Like, if you win a fight and your wave is already in a stake close to an enemy tower, that's when you easily pick up those turrets. On the flip side, if you lose and you've shoved out your wave, the enemy is much less likely basically to be able to get something back on you, right? How many times have you like won a big fight, but you just don't have a wave close, or you're too far away from Baron or something like that? Those are the things that end up, you know, making or breaking a game. Okay, let's speed it up here. So you come out of base. You're gonna go ahead and grab the red buff. Okay, he's going crazy. Okay, so the only thing here, giving up. So, okay, so look at this, right? We shove this out. Right now, one of them is dead. Let's just look at the information we have. We know one is dead. We know one is top, right? As of right now. The second you start backing away, we see another one, right? Almost the exact same moment. So what do we know? 3 of them are not here. The 2 that could be close to us, Rumble and Vladimir, right? Are you scared of either of those? I mean, I personally would not be, right? Because we know that Rumble, look at him. 1 item, 1 in 4. Vladimir, just support Vladimir with 1 item. I'm genuinely not scared of that at all. You have Ghost up, you have your E up. Right, so as you're walking away, right here, now you see Rumble, okay? So now you know you are completely in the clear, and 3 of them are about to be dead. I really want to see you not walking this way, but instead, like, basically following this wave, right? You can E over this wall, and you can easily take this turret, okay? Gotta be using our tempo, gotta be basically always paying attention to the map. When we see all 5 are on the map, or we see anyone that can be a threat to us on the map is there, you know, we need to be capitalizing on that. But a huge mistake you're making right now, I don't mind you trying to get gold. I mean, I'm not a fan of, you know, ADCs at 18 minutes, like, farming an entire quadrant of a jungle, but you are super ahead, and so I think it's a bit different here. Overall, though, you in this position, you're wasting your huge advantage that your team just gave you, right? Your team basically just said, hey, I'm going to kill anyone that's a threat to you, even a remote threat to you, and we're going to have about 30 to 40 seconds of basically enemy team downtime where you can do whatever you want. You could be taking turrets, you could be shoving waves, but you have decided to actually take jungle camps, right? And so you're basically, not basically, you are wasting the entirety of this huge advantage, right? Okay, so we run top here. We do pick up Caitlyn. Good job. I need to see you just out on the map sooner. Like, good job, you know, going top here and picking up Caitlyn. I think that's well done. But overall, we have to be quicker. Again, I've said it a few times this game, but League, it's like we need to be speed running the game. And the hardest part of the game is deciding what we should be doing at any given point, you know? Okay. So we're attacking this dude. Good job. Fairly straightforward. You get aggressive on Caitlyn. I like to see that. We see 2 bottom. TP going bottom, so let's hard shove here. We can fight. We can definitely fight. Your ult is almost off cooldown. See what you do. Good attempt on the W. Let's walk up here. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you have 3, right? We have 3. I believe one Rumble just died bottom. So right now we know for a fact we have numbers. Like, these two are weak. They're not that strong. I want to see you up here with Karma right now, getting aggressive. Get aggressive on the wave. Don't give them a moment of breathing room, right? Zeri is kind of meant to be like getting inside of people's range and throwing punches and backing up. Like, okay, so now we see Xin is here. Still kind of a 3v3 because our mid lane is super close. Okay, Xin is fighting over here. Good Zhonya's. Okay, I think your response could have been a bit quicker, but overall you did make it over here, so I'm happy to see that. Okay. Okay. So after this, right? Again, the tempo that we have is basically almost gone, right? Yes, Xin Zhao is dead, but that doesn't mean that you can just stick around in here, especially as Rumble's spawning, right? At the end of the day, this is going to be a 4v4 or a 4v3, depending on what Master Yi does. So we come over here and we just face check. Again, I need to see us identifying, like, where do I need to go? Where do I need to be right now in this moment? It's not chilling in the enemy jungle, right? You save Galio, awesome. Let's, you know, beeline to somewhere that you need to be. That's either mid lane, right? Or that's either bot lane, getting this wave, or that's just basing in a safe place and getting back out on the map that way, right? But we're doing just a little bit of that wander a bit, and we do pay for it. So that's I would say that's two overstays that this game that have led to you being shut down, which is a huge deal, right? It is a huge deal. And by the way, I just want to reiterate again, I think you're playing well. I really do think you're playing well this game. You're getting a lot of kills. You have been picking up a lot of farm. Like that, for example, one of the best plays I saw, I mean, that was kind of nice, picking up the Vladimir, but, you know, ulting that Vladimir in the bot lane, so there's been a lot of good things that I've seen from you. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is freaking perfect, man. So, what I expected that you were going to do was, like, walk through here and try to help with the dragon. But look at you right now. This is exactly what I mean. This is using your seconds to... you know, you're basically trying to squeeze water from stone right now. Instead of going here and wasting an auto attack, you're already coming over here. It's like, I want to see you E over the wall. The two people you can potentially run into are these two. I'm not even that scared of them, right? You're very strong. I want to see you E over the wall and start to use these seconds. Okay, you do pick up the wave. Have to be a bit careful here. We don't know where Mordekaiser is, but overall, you're very strong. Okay, we shove this in. Our team's going to Baron. I mean, I would have probably liked, if they're deciding to go to Baron after that dragon, I would have liked to see you go with them. But overall, they're going to do it very quick. Okay, so we're basing here, or we're backing up here at least. I like that because we know that the enemy team is spawning. There's Xin Zhao. So we know the Baron should be free. I want to see you rotate mid here, now pick up that wave. As we do. Good, and we base here. You have lots of gold. Almost 2k gold. Good, good, good. Alright, so you have that IE, you have the Phantom Dancer. Team is going in here. Okay, I mean... maybe a bit of map awareness issues here, just because, like, we back up, and the second Caitlyn starts hitting us, I think we're just backing up too far. The moment you know that net is not going to hit you, or, I mean, let's be honest, even if the net does hit you, what is she going to, she's going to turn around and headshot you? Like, Master Yi's sprinting at her face, right? In this situation, especially the split second that you know that net is not hitting you, you got to be walking forward here, right? Spending a bit too much time, turn around, walking this way. Like it basically has to be urgency, right? Because even the way that Zeri turned, like, she kind of made this motion, and now you're hooking up this way. What that tells me is you're clicking on this line, right? So you're not clicking in like a forward and back nature, but you're kind of clicking in this like passive. It's a very passive arc. Like you're not entirely sure. And I've run into a lot of lower elo players that can tend to click like this. I want to see you just like, you know, you're clicking back this way because the second you know that net is not hitting you, you need to be clicking forward, or you need to be clicking in a straight line, you know, to a wall or something in order to get your abilities off. Whatever it may be, I just want you to be more decisive. I can tell the way you're clicking just by how Zeri kind of, you know, arcs around. rather than just blinking back, facing north again. Okay, so we pick up a big team fight win here. Nice. Okay, you're tanking. You shed that. It's good. Alright. So Rumble is up. We're gonna use our Baron. Just be careful of Rumble. Don't want to die here. It was a bit sketchy. Maybe it got a bit too close to Rumble, but overall, that was okay. Okay. So the question is, are you going to end here, right? The answer to me is obviously no, and I mean, the reason why I say that is because every one of them is up, like, right away here. It's going to take you at least, I would say, 5 full seconds, 6 full seconds to kill both of these, and then you need probably another 5 to 6, maybe even like 8 seconds to kill the Nexus, right? So, nowhere near close enough to being able to do this. And oh, and you even get executed by the turret. Okay. So, third overstay of the game, and I just point that out again, right? Because, you know, at a baseline, that's 900 gold. And I do know that I think 2 of those, one of them for sure, but I think 2 of them were shutdowns, right? So well, I guess this one was an execute. This one was an execute. So you're not giving over gold, but still, it's a long time to be dead at 25 minutes into the game. Nevertheless. Okay. So the game is going to close out here very, very soon. Let's see how we handle this. Go and pick up the side. Okay, gotta be careful here. Yeah. Okay. So the second we see this, we don't know, like, we don't know who this is coming over, right? If it's Caitlyn, yeah, you can fight her, but it's too risky to throw our W like this because, again, you're telling on yourself. You're saying, hey, I'm over here, and basically the worst person that it can be is literally Xin Zhao, because if he lands that W, so after you show, I don't actually want to see you walk this way. You need to walk around this way because you have to be out of his W range. If he lands at W, it could get really, really bad for you. So he ends up hopping over the wall, and you do kill him. I would chalk that up to just be an unnecessary risk. I mean, you're very fed, so it works out. And I think you're gonna end here. So look, overall, I think it was well done. As your team is finishing the game. Overall, good game, right? It was relatively clean, but I need to see you starting to think about your tempo a bit more. Stop playing too passive, right? Because you're actually stronger than you think. I think that's one thing about this game. You're stronger than you think. Let's use that tempo more. Like, if you have 1800 gold, you need to be basing, right? You're going to be able to buy a component. You're going to be able to complete an item at that amount of gold. Don't overstay for turret plates, right? This is part of the tempo thing. When you get a kill early and there's only 10 seconds on their death timer, you have to make a quick decision as to what you're going to do. If you have gold, I want to see part of that decision to be, I need to base, I need to buy, because your enemy is spending their gold and they're going to come back with full resources. And one of the worst things that you can do as an AD carry is get stuck in a lane spot where you have so much gold in your pocket and the enemy is suddenly stronger than you, even though you have more gold than them, right? That is one of the worst things. So overall, good job, but just a few things to consider. Guys, if you like this type of content, I have so much more of it coming all the time. This has been Pope Zano. We are out of here. Peace.